Welcome to the second game of the 2020 season for the Seattle Bombers. Tonight's opponent are the Northwest Hurricanes. Both teams are coming into this game hoping for their first victory of the season, and what a crazy season it has been. So it's been a long time waiting for the second game of the Hurricane season and the Bombers season. There's the whistle initiating the charge to the ball. The ball's kicked into the air. Nice kick, very far into the end zone. That's a touchback. So here we go, starting off on the 20-yard line for the Bombers. The Bombers break the huddle. Wide receivers to the top of the screen. One down here to the left. Look at this, a full backfield out of the shotgun. Now this is a different formation. Quarterback calls the signals. Oh, he pulls them off. It was hard trying to pull off the defense. Did pull the defense off. Unfortunately, there also was some movement along the offensive line. Now you hear the Hurricane players talking to each other, and they're warning, right? The first snap of the game, hard count, trying to get them to jump off sides. They're warning each other that they're going to be doing a hard count all game. Anyway, that's what the Hurricane players were just saying. Break the huddle, first and 15, get the down over. Again, the full backfield out of the shotgun. There's the signals. The receiver cuts to the right, the running back cuts to the right, then turns upfield. He breaks it off to the right-hand side. He keeps going. That was one big play. You're at first and 15. After the very first play, that's the time that you can run into some difficulties getting an offense to get it together, and then the very next play is a big gain. 20-yard gain, 15-yard gain on that play, and so now we're back in good situation. It will now be first and 10 from the 35-yard line. Full backfield again, motion across the formation. Snap to the ball, quarterback, he steps up, he's got a guy down the sidelines to the right sidelines. Oh, he had a step on him too. That's number 2, Manny Davis. We've had some good times reporting with Manny Davis in the game, and that was a very good sign. Early in the game, you have a receiver that breaks free like that, gets downfield, and as I say, we have a lot of good memories of Manny Davis out there breaking free and getting open. So hey, you know what would be good? How about if the second down play this time is as good as the second down play the first time? Bombers break the huddle. Again, an unorthodox formation. They have 2 wides, one to the top, one down here at the bottom, and a full backfield out of the shotgun. I haven't seen this before, but I like it. Motion again across the formation to the near side. Hand off to the backside. The quarterback hits to the right, or excuse me, the running back breaks off to the right. Yeah, there was some quick and early penetration on that play. Good movement in the backfield for the Bombers. Put a man in motion, and that motion will often pull the linebacker along with them, open up the middle, but then on the right side of the Bomber line, the left side of the Hurricane defense was able to make some good penetration and end up with a 3 to 4 yard loss. Bombers break the huddle, approach the line. It's that same formation, 2 wides, one up there, one down here. A check. The coaches on the sidelines are yelling delay of game. And okay, so the official then threw the flag, calling delay of game. But before giving the signal of delay of game, he had a bit of commentary for the Hurricane coach. He said, he advised the Hurricane coach to not say anything. And then he called delay of game. Of course, you know, this is one of the things, since time is relative, it's a lot faster when you're on defense and you're looking for delay of game. Usually, the defense thinks it's delay of game a few ticks of the clock before it actually is. So now we're back even further. Hey, now's the time for a big play. 3rd and approaching 20. Oh, he's looking left to the right, steps up, is able to break outside contain. He sees a man, but he's under control, under duress. The quarterback right there, right before he's hit, saw number 12, Rel Harrison, streaking down to the left of the formation. Unfortunately, he just didn't have time to unload the ball. He saw him too. He saw that and he was excited. He stepped into it, but then the defender was able to get to them. So the first kick of the game, the Bombers' James Giddens is back to kick. It seems that they were short-handed, and another flag goes on. I'm going to guess this is delay of game. This is a tough thing, too. And, you know, it's the special teams that you often have trouble with when you have layoffs, big layoffs. Because that's the one thing, I know that back in the days when I coached, the one thing that would make me the most nervous before a game, as the last practice before the game, is does everyone know that they're on the special teams? That's the thing, you go through the week coaching offensive line, defensive line, you know what you're trying to do, but then it's when getting the special teams populated, that's the one that it's always nerve-wracking, especially early in the season. They're set, the ball snap a little high. He's able to pull it down. He gets it off. It is a rolling punt, but it takes the correct bounce for the Bombers. That's the old oblong spheroid. It hit on his points and kept rolling down, and it ended up being about a 30-yard punt. 25 anyway. Well, here we go. Let's see what's happening on the defensive side. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Oh, but we have a flag on the field. The officials will sort out the call. Now they moved the down marker forward, so that would suggest that it was against the Hurricanes. Now the question is, what was the penalty? Because it was about a 15-yard penalty, not about, they are 15-yard penalties, but there also are the certain class of foul, the more sportsman type of foul, where it's an automatic first down. And that's the big one, and that's the big question here. The yardage was not enough for a conversion. 15 yards and gets them to about 8 yards short of the first down. However, again, there are that genre of call that is automatic first down. And that's what they're calling. So I'm watching the white hat out there, see what the call is. That's the referee, Mr. Stallworth. And there still is a little bit of confusion. There it is. Okay, now they flipped over the yard marker, the down marker to first down. They're resetting the chains. And I'm still looking at the official to see what the call was.
First down.
So this was probably some type of sportsmanship call, because again, that's what carries the automatic first down. Ball snapped, quick handoff to the right side. They've been running predominantly to the right side, and he's in there hard, but he gets hammered. That is one good, powerful hit. by the Hurricanes, number 57. Now, if you look at him, he's not one of the bigger guys, but if you could see this and you watch it over again, what it is body position, body form. That is for number 57, the man that made a great hit on that play. It is so important to get your feet under you, to be under control, and then, of course, explode into the hit. That was one hard hit. That's a hard running back. A little undersized, but runs tough. They've been running mostly to the right of the offensive line. They have some big guys over there on the Bomber crew. The guard is particularly notable for his girth. Here we are, full backfield again. Wide out right, wide out left. Second on 2. Hand off to the right, breaks out to the right, cuts upside, sees a little bit of room, but then the Hurricanes rally to the ball carrier and is able to take him down for a minimal gain. Good quick cut too. They looked for a second that he might be able to get some yardage there. But then good rallying to the ball by the white-clad defense. Now, we do not have rosters for the Hurricanes. And in fact, right before the game time, I got a handwritten roster for the Bombers, and I thank the Bomber staff very much for taking the time to write them out. So that's how we can call out the numbers. Got it right before the game, and again, call out the names for the Bombers that don't have that luxury with the Hurricanes. Second call, he's hit, quick pitch. He's looking right to the left, right of the defense, and he's brought under. He took off with a quick pitch to the left, running to the right of the defense. There is another flag on the play, and in fact, there's multiple flags, indication that it was quite the penalty when both officials see it. Okay, the call is holding against the offense. And it's an interesting call here because you have the choice to take the play, refuse the penalty, and use up the down. So it would be 4th down if they refuse it. If they take the penalty, it's substantial. It will be about 3rd and 20, and they decide to decline the penalty so that now there will be a punt on 4th down. Well, they don't have anyone deep. Apparently they're going for it on 4th down. And the Bombers decide to take a timeout. Take the timeout, make sure we all get on the same page. Now, in the old days, you used to have 4 timeouts for the whole game. But so you would save them until the second half. Well, now you have fewer timeouts in the second half, but you have more total. You have 3 each half. All right, they're getting ready to snap the ball. It's a punt. It's a fake. He reverses around. He's running. He's got some guys over. He kicks it. Ball goes out of bounds. And what they will do is the official standing behind the punter will look where the ball landed out of bounds, because obviously the ball isn't replaced where it landed out of bounds because it's out of bounds. So, and you saw right here on the sideline, the official puts his hand up. He was looking at the other official that was standing along the flight of the ball. The official that's in the backfield when the punt goes off looks where the ball lands out of bounds, and of course it's always going to be a straight line. So then you saw the official here on the sideline walking down, his hand goes up when the official on the field that looks at the flight of the ball says that's where it crossed the sidelines. And that's how they do it. They place the ball when it's kicked out of bounds at the spot on the sideline where it went out of bounds. Okay, here we go. Northwest Hurricanes line up for the initial drive of the game. Empty backfield, motion to the top where they have trips. It's a quick bubble screen, and number 3 reads it quickly. He gets up there. Jalen Sutton was number 3. He read it very quickly. More whistles. It is a penalty against the Hurricanes. It's a big one, too.
We're recording him real quick.
Hey, 12! 12!
So the official whistles the ball ready for play. Hurricanes approach to the ball. signals. Hand off inside, just straight up the middle.
There you go. Hey.
Gain of about 4, so it makes it back. Still have about 15 yards to go, 16 yards to go. Hurricanes break the huddle. They got wide out to the top, wide out down here on the bottom, one man in the backfield. Coming off the edge, fumble, ball's on the ground. It looks like it's Bombers' ball. There's still a big pile up. The officials walk, try to sort out the bodies. The Bombers are saying they got it. But I haven't seen any arm movement. Yes, and there it is. That was a big play. Deep in Hurricane territory. So that worked out pretty good. It's the last series for the Bombers was not successful. They did not gain a whole lot. But with this turnover, they're down into scoring position. And the official whistles in the second quarter. Bomber quarterback surveys the defense. He looks to his right, looks left. Checking it out, he's ready for the ball. Calls it, and there it is once again, the hard count. This is something that we started the season off, or excuse me, started the game off. It worked, unfortunately, it also called off the, well, my goodness, it's being repeated. The first game, the first play of the game, the Bombers tried a hard count, trying to pull the defense off. Unfortunately, one of their own players jumped. They tried it again. It was successful. They did pull the defense off, but one of their players jumped again. So far, the 2 times that they've tried to pull that off, it has not been successful. So what we got, 1st and 15. Bombers on the field, motion to the left. Ball snap. Quarterback's back, he's under pressure, rolls to his left, and the ball's on the ground. It has just been a bunch of fumbles. Wow. Turnover to the Hurricanes. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. And, you know, this is what you expect, though, early in the season. Now, by time, it's late in the season, but it's only the second game, and that's another difficulty. You play a game, and then you have games suspended without being able to plan for it, and it leads to rusty play. Now, talking to some of the Hurricane coaches before the game, they were expecting their offensive line to really be improved this week. Good old-fashioned quarterback under center. Ball's about to be snapped. Calling the signals. Comes off, handoff right inside. Just a quick cross of the center and then turn it up. So 1 cut and go. A gain of 2 to 3. I'll take that back. Minimal gain on that play. Hurricanes break the huddle. Approach. The Bombers' defense is set. Full I formation backfield. Ball snapped, handoff inside. Fake hand back. He drops back, throws it on the quick wheel. Running. It's a quick out. They had a little bit of space, but unfortunately the ball was overthrown. So that brings up 3rd and 9. As a defensive lineman, the Bombers are going to be excited about this because on 3rd and 9, there's not much a offense can do besides dropping back and throwing the ball. And that's one of the things, you know, they say pin your ears back. The defensive line, they don't have to spend much time reading what the offensive lineman is trying to do. He's trying to pass block. They're getting ready. They're showing that they may be sending Bombers on a blitz. Now just a regular rush. He's got time, he's in there, but he collapses on him. Quarterback was in there. He looked secure for a while. He actually was safe enough that he stepped up into the pocket, but then from his backside, the right side of the Bomber defensive line was able to break it in. And in this particular case, he was the defender ran his offensive lineman right into the backfield. So that brings up 4th and about 14. And number 10's back to kick. Again, we don't have a roster for the Nighthawks. The Hurricanes. We don't have them for the Nighthawks either, but they're not playing. Hurricane punter is back, looking for the ball. One lone Bomber to return the ball. He's got the ball. He's got some room. Makes a quick move to the right. Sets his foot, turns upfield, accelerates through the hole. He sees something. He cuts back to the left, and then cuts back up front and gets hammered. Pretty good, agile tackle by big number 79 for the Hurricanes. Was a nice run. That was a nice return. What was nice about that too was he made a cut, sees the gap in the middle, and then heads on upfield. Right before his tackle, he saw other people coming up on his left. He made the cut to the middle, and that's when he made the acquaintance of big number 79. So we will have 1st and 10 with the Bombers in pay dirt area. Break the huddle, walk to the line of scrimmage. We have 2 receivers down here. We got one up there on the top to the right of the formation. The quarterback is joined in the backfield with a running back. Sends motion across, and there was a defender, number 57. We saw him make a nice play early on. He was across the line before the ball was snapped. Now the question is, was he drawn off? And the answer is, no, he was not. The defender clearly jumped on motion. That's what happened. The Bomber player split out to the left, went in motion across the formation. The defender thought that was the start of the play. And now they're bringing the ball back. Okay, now what the official's saying is, was there contact? Because the defense is able to get back across the line if there hasn't been contact. However, the old unabated term comes in here. If the defender has such a run that he's going to hit a helpless offensive player, such as the quarterback, they stop it and throw the penalty. And that's what happened there. There was no contact, but the defender would have hit the quarterback without anyone slowing him down. They got the fly sweep, cuts to the left. He heads upfield. Oh, Manny Davis, he's one of our favorite players out there in the last couple of games because he's put together some real exciting runs. On that particular case, you know, we were talking earlier when an undersized number 57 made a great tackle there. The idea of having your body under control, base under you, feet together or at the right distance apart, and that's what happened on that play. Mr. Davis comes up, he tries to make a cut. He's a little bit out of control as far as body placement, and he gets hammered. Yeah, I was thinking they was going to pick up some big yards there, but then a defender said hello to Mr. Davis. Bombers break the huddle, approach the ball, at about, there must have been a penalty on that because it's 1st and 8. There had to have been a penalty on that last play. I did not see it. I did not see the official mention it, but can't be 1st and 8 unless there was a penalty. Quarterback looks left, looks right, takes the snap, hands off to the left. Running back takes the ball, cuts back over to the right, across to just to the right shade of the center, and is able to get minimal gain. So far, the white-clad defense, the Hurricane, have been pretty solid in the middle. And also, a lot of the runs from the Bombers have been in the middle. And that gets back to what we talked about earlier before the game and in conversation with both coaches, is they wanted their line, their offensive lines, to take control. They wanted the offensive lines to make a statement. It was interesting, both coaches said that. Of course, they didn't know the other one had said that. And it looks like they're trying to do that, but so far the defensive line for the Hurricanes has been pretty stout inside. Snap calling the ball. Got to be offensive offsides because they stopped the ball, they stopped the play while it was still in action. And the only time they do that is when the offense has a penalty. Or, as we saw illustrated just a few plays ago, if the defense is unabated and is in the has the possibility of hitting a quarterback or running back who's not prepared. So that's going to bring up second and about 12. Two receivers down here to the bottom, one guy there at the top. Quarterback calls out the ball. Looks back, he's looking left all the way, steps into it. It's over, he's got a guy open, and unfortunately it is picked off, unfortunately for the Bombers. Number 2 just goes straight down the field. There is a big collision right at the position of the ball. Now flags are flying. There is a few choice words. I can't hear them, but I'm pretty sure there was a few of this and that's going on right there. Now we're going to wonder, they have the newer rule where you can't hit a player when he's not looking or not ready. Now in this particular case, the collision came apart from the running back. It was a defender hitting our, okay, here we go. Prior to the snap, holding. That's declined. Okay, after the change of possession, personal foul. Okay, so the Hurricanes are going to be assessed 15 yards for a block in the back. However, that was after the possession. That's what the official was saying there. So the Hurricanes will get the ball. And also, since the change had not been set, it won't be 1st and 25. They will mark the ball off 15 yards and then set the change at that place. So it'll be first and 10 on the Hurricanes' 33-yard line. Yeah, there's been some hard hitting here in the first half of this game. A little bit sloppy here and there, but yeah, we've said this a few times. That look at the crazy times we're in and the amount of time off these players have had. That's what you would expect. All right, Hurricanes out on the ball. The officials calling out the amount of time that's left, 7 minutes in the first half, second quarter. Quarterback under center, old style. 2 running backs in the backfield. He's back to throw, rolls to the right, has pressure. Oh, he's hit. Oh, he almost gets hit. Then he gets free again. How is that guy still running? He's able to get the play off. What heck of a job. That was one great play by that quarterback. He was able to keep the ball alive. He was hit a few times. It certainly looked to me like the Bombers had a couple of sacks. Now, there's a flag on the field. And you know what happens? What happens there? Usually, when a running or quarterback is scrambling like that, there's going to be linemen downfield trying to block for him, and this almost invariably is ineligible receiver, as in a lineman, downfield. That's a tough one, too, because it's hustle. You have a lineman who's hustling downfield, trying to help his quarterback, trying to break his quarterback free so they can gain some yards, and then at the last minute, the quarterback pulls up like he did there. And one of the things is I now got to talk for several moments here about the completely wrong subject. It turns out the penalty was against the Bombers. Spotted the foul, 15 yards, so that's going to be some type of personal foul. Again, there's different types of fouls. One that start from the previous spot, from the succeeding spot, and from the spot of the foul. And this one, they move down, it looks from the spot of the foul. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line, heading into the Bombers' end zone. Whistle, the play ready. Quarterback's out of shotgun now. 4 wides to the top. He's looking right, looks left, pumps, goes deep over the middle, and there is a chance for an interception. It was broken up. So that turns out to be a long incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Quarterback had some time back there in the pocket, and that allows his receivers to get way downfield. Had that been a completion, we were looking very close to a score. Hurricanes walk up to the line. Bombers set up. Coming at him hard, handoff to the right, cuts back to the middle, still on his feet and is able, runs hard, puts some hard work in there, but it's a minimal gain. So we have 3rd and a long 5, 3rd and close to 6. Hurricane break the huddle, approach the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers wide, 1 to the top, 1 down there to the bottom. He hands off inside, running back cuts to the right, is able to get outside, but that's as far as he gets. It's a loss of a yard or 2 that will bring up 4th down. You're approaching a 50-yard field goal here, so I'm not thinking they're gonna kick for the points. And once again, all right, out of the shotgun. They're going for it on 4th down. Calls out the ball. Looking left all the way. Quick inside move on the receiver. He makes the cut. He cuts to the right, cuts all the way across the field and scores a touchdown. What a turn of events that was. He lines up 4th and 6, 4th and 5. From about the 30-yard line. Makes a quick move on the receiver to the inside. Quarterback sees him, hits him with the pass over the middle, and the receiver then is able to elude some defenders. There were people around him. He was able to elude defenders and run off into the end zone for the first score of the game. And they are short a player on the extra point team. Once again, talking about it earlier, this is tough early in the season. It's the special teams that often are short of a player here or there. Now both teams has had that happen. And that was interesting. The 2 players for the Bombers went and jumped over the offensive line completely. Unfortunately, the ball had not been snapped. Now, my guess is these offensive linemen who were just jumped are probably going to pick their head up if that happens again. You ready? Ball snap. It's up. It's good. And so it's 7-0. Hurricanes take the lead, dropping behind 7 points. Here, got plenty of time to go in the second quarter. This is a statement time for the offensive line to come out there, knock the Hurricane around, and move the ball. The ball's kicked. It's a short kick to the up back. He lets it go back to the back person, and one of the back people let it go by, and there's no one behind him, so he picks it up down around the 5-yard line, cuts to the left, then he sees a hole, cuts up. He gets hammered. He's still going, and now he's put down. Well, a couple of things on that. That could have been a good field position for the Bombers because it was a short kick, but unfortunately, the Bomber returners let the ball go past them. Thankfully, number 2 was alert enough to turn around and run down and retrieve the ball and get back at least to a manageable position. So that'll be 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. Yeah, Manny Davis was the person that scrambled back down the field to pick up the ball and turn what could have been a disastrous play into at least a starting field position, which is manageable. All right, the Bombers have 2 receivers to the top, 1 split out down here, a single back alongside the quarterback. And the officials stopped play. Continuity was another term that Coach Greer said he was looking for in this game, and continuity is something you could develop right here by taking the ball down the field and getting some points. Ball snap, looks to the right all the way, bubble screen, throws it, comes inside, turns it upfield. The only problem there is that you have the two receivers to that side. A bubble screen is usually run when at least one of the defenders is off. The idea there, though, is the receiver that gets the ball, the bubble receiver, so to speak, he steps back, and the other receiver needs to get downfield and throw a block. That's the key to running this, because you see there's going to be an unblocked defender down there, because the one that's getting the ball, the receiver that's getting the ball, his defender is unblocked. The other receiver, and you always have to run it with two receivers to that side, at least two or more. 3 wide, 1 down here, 2 to the top, to the right of your screen, of the formation. Hard count again. Got the jump, but not offsides. Bubble screen again, and then, okay. So what happened? They're seeing something over there, but what the Bombers are missing, they are missing this. The other receiver, he has to throw a block, and unfortunately, that has not been explained to, I won't mention his name, but that's not explained, because 2 plays in a row, there was separation. That's when you run the bubble screen, is when there's the defender is laying off, but the other receiver has to throw a block. He's back to pass, steps up, shuffles off to his right, is able to step into and around one of the defenders and get the ball off. The receiver coming back to the ball, sees his quarterback scrambling around, and does the smart thing, is what you look for in a receiver when his quarterback's in trouble. Break to the open area, and that's what the receiver did, and that was a big play. Keep this drive going. Start with the continuity of play for the Bombers. 1st and 10, big play on that last throw. Ball snap, 2 receivers down to the right. He's under duress, steps into the middle and is collapsed on a avalanche of white-shirted Hurricanes. There's a stoppage of play. It seems to be an official stoppage of play, where the official stopped the play, because I don't see, oh, here we go. Hurricanes now are walking over to the sideline, so there it is. It is a timeout. Rodney Raines is joined in the backfield out of the shotgun with the receiver. He's ready. Showing blitz up the middle, got a lot of pressure. It's a perfect time for a screen pass, a middle screen. It's caught, turns upfield. Oh, he had one more defender to get by, and that would have been a big gain. That was the right call, if you can get it off. The Hurricanes were throwing blitz up the middle. If you can run a screen in behind the blitz, you can get some big yards. It came down to one Hurricane, one defender in position, and he was able to make the good, solid tackle. Shotgun, looking left all the way, ball's out, underthrown. Yeah, that's lucky that was not a turnover, because the receiver made a good move, goes downfield, breaks out, angles towards the cones, and he was open, but the ball was well underthrown. Okay, 4th down. Ooh, this could be a big play, because they're deep in the territory. 4th down and about 8, 7. Hurricanes have 3 men back, 1 deep, 2 the mid-range. There's some discussion going on the Bombers line. They're ready now, approach the ball. Now the Hurricanes, the 2 guys that were mid-range, have come up close to the line of scrimmage. So they have 1 punt returner deep. Still more confusion. Okay. So that's going to make it 4th and 12. Yeah, I can tell you that is one thing too, because The last practice before games, teams will go through all the stuff, and it's all the special teams. They go through the kick team, the kick return, punt team, punt return, and that is just the tough thing to do, especially in this situation, because these guys only practice twice a week, and they don't really have any pre-game practice. The quarterback is out there. I don't see a punter. It looks like they're going for it. 4th and 13. Wow, this would be a big momentum shifter if they're able to connect on this. Hard count. Second snap. He's rolling to his right. He's got some room. Throws the ball on a line. Trying to get out there to number 2, Manny Davis. But the ball is well short of the target. And now the defense of the Bombers. The defenders are going to be called on. They're put in a hole here. 25 yards from pay dirt for the Hurricanes. And now's the time for those big guys in the blue jerseys up front along the defensive line to start trying to take over this defense, or the game. Yeah, again, as I said a few times, Hurricanes before this game said they want that offensive line, the Hurricane offensive line, to be able to open some holes. They are counting on the Hurricane offensive line, the coaches are, to win this game. Now's the time for the Bomber D line to take control of the line of scrimmage. They're set. Shotgun, 2 receivers at the top. He's looking right all the way. Ball's over the top. It's hanging. It's wide open. This was a mix-up because early on, number 8 for the Hurricanes down the right sidelines, he actually was covered. And then in the last 10 yards or so in his route to the end zone, the defensive back that was on him broke to the middle. You see, so it wasn't that the receiver ran down the field unobserved. Rather, there was some confusion on the defensive backs because the back that was on him at the beginning of the play rotated over the middle. What a turn of events for the Bombers. Good, hard game. A lot of mistakes, but that's to be expected, as we've said many times so far. Ball's up, it's kicked, it's good. It's 14-0 for the Hurricanes. Drive. Going to halftime down to 7, and that's not a big deal. I have a number of people deep for the for the Bombers. 5 people back off the line. Good kick, ball's deep. It's taken by number 3, Jalen Sutton. He looks to the inside, makes a cut, hops, and then gets hammered. There's a whistle to initiate the second half. The ball's ready.
Everybody should be out the white.
So it's right in this area. The ball's kicked. Short kick, lands about the 20. Number 11 takes it, turns upfield, and then cuts all the way across the field, gives up some ground to get to the outside, turns it up on the far corner, far sidelines, and is stopped at about the 37-yard line. Well, the best time to make a statement is at the very beginning of the second half, and that's what we need the Bombers to do. Time for the defensive line to get up there, control the line of scrimmage, because again, we've been saying it all game, but both coaches talked about the line being important, and this time the defensive line was able to get into the backfield, chase the quarterback. Unfortunately, he was able to break it off to his left and gain a pretty good chunk of ground there. So that should put it at about 2nd and long, 2. The enjoyable part there was that the quarterback was not just standing in the backfield. He had to scramble. He set out of the shotgun. Two receivers to the bottom. He hands off to the inside. Running back is hit in the backfield, bounces off, cuts to the left, turns upfield. There's a flag in the backfield. And that usually is indicative of holding, and in fact, that is the call. So that will move the ball all the way back beyond the beginning stick of the chains. So we're looking at a 2nd and long 12. That was a big break. That was a big penalty for the Bombers, because that was a good scramble for a first down. Wind the clock. Quarterback got two receivers down to the bottom of the screen, one at the top, running back in the backfield. That's the old unabated there, if it's against the defense. And that's the deal where the defense jumps off sides, and again, a defensive player can move, can go across the line of scrimmage, and is allowed to get back on the side again, unless he has such a free shot at, in this case, the quarterback, then the officials will throw the flag and stop the play. And that's a good rule. That's a really good rule. And in fact, in the last few years of me doing this league, I have on 2 occasions seen quarterbacks put out of the game because a defensive guy jumps off sides, he's just going for it, and the officials don't stop the play. And like I said, I've seen this twice in the last couple of years. And the thing is these guys are amateur. They play with passion. They love being out there. And that's a big penalty on behalf of the Hurricanes. And that resets it. Ball snap, defender comes off sides. As the defensive end down here on the left, in fact, he's one of the player coaches out there. He's very knowledgeable. He does a lot of helping the defense. In that case, he jumped off sides. Now, if you're going to jump off sides, you need to keep going, because if they don't blow the whistle, it's a free play. Here comes the ball. The snap is back. It's errant. Quarterback lucky the oblong steroid bounced back up to him. He's able to get the ball away. The quarterback, the receiver is hit, slips down first, and then is able to get back up. In this part of the game, they play the professional rules. There's an amalgam at this level of rules. They play some college rules and then pro rules. One of the pro rules is a receiver that goes down and is not touched, or it is not knocked down, is able to get up and run some more. So that's a first down. Quarterback looks to his right, short side of the boundary, but he has 2 people. One receiver now motions across. The ball's on the ground, it's rolling. He's looking, there's a wide open player. Oh, and it is incomplete.
Hey, good job, Dad.
That was close. Now, what happened on that one was number 88 was smart. He went on down at 88 for the Hurricanes, because when the ball was on the ground, the man that was covering him came across, was looking to go help the fumble. There's the ball on the ground, people running to the fumble. Well, number 88 for the Hurricanes saw that his defender had left him and broke down. The quarterback was able to get control of the ball, stand back up, and get the ball off. So it's going either way here, and this is a big series of downs. Big 2-3 plays here, or 2 plays. To maybe turn the fortunes of the Bombers around. Okay, the Hurricanes are at the line. Quarterback's looking to his right, looks to his right again. Snap, but he looks to the left all the way. Cut inside. Number 8 is able to hold the ball and move upfield a bit more. The flag down. That was a good move there for the Hurricanes. Number 8, he was split out to the left, made a quick move upfield, and then slanted inside, was able to catch the ball in traffic gained a few yards, and the penalty flag. And again, I'm just speculating, obviously, but in that type of situation, often you see some type of personal foul or something along those lines. It's against the Bombers, and it's a big one. Doggone it, you know. You're at 2nd and 8. All right, so they're behind the count as far as the Hurricanes, and then you give up a penalty. I did not see the call. All right, whistle the ball, ready for play. Under center, hands off inside, and that's what you need. That's a big, powerful charge from the right side of the defensive line. That was a big play. That was important. Because you see now they started off within the 10-yard line. That's why the chains are stretched out to the left of the down marker. Yeah, that was a big, tough play. So now you have more than 10 yards to go for the touchdown. That's what is going to happen. And cut. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm not sure. Okay, 3, 2. Hurricanes are ready. Quarterback is back under center. Full backfield. Split to the right. He rolls to the right. He's able to get outside of the contain rush. Turns up, sets. He's got to return. He's got to rush on him, and he's a big hit. Big play. Jalen Sutton, number 3, was the first one there. And then a couple of other blue-clad warriors come in and put him into the turf. That was big, and that's big, and this is when you turn it around. This is when a team like the Bombers is able to turn the fortunes of the game around. Let's recap this because it's been a close game. It wasn't until the second half of the second quarter, 5 minutes to go in the second half, the first half, second quarter, that the Hurricanes were able to put together some good, powerful drives. They scored it all of a sudden, boom, all of a sudden the Bombers are down 2 touchdowns. And this would be a big stand. Now again, if you remember, they started inside the 10-yard line. Now, I've often thought if you were running for a touchdown or running towards the goal line and you had the choice, you could either get extra yards or stop just outside the 10-yard line. That would give you first and goal if you got a first down on the on the 2 or 3 yard line. So it's tough. They got the ball just inside the 10 to start into the Hurricane end zone, and now they're going the wrong way. This could be a game-changing momentum shifter. Or not. What happened there? Oh, it was a personal foul. Now, you saw the officials were talking, and you got one more. And he said, number 30, you have one too, right? And the other official says, yes. You see, if you get 2 personal fouls, you're kicked out of the game. That tells me, I didn't see the motion, but that tells me it was a personal foul. What a time to lose composure. All right, out of the shotgun on the goal line. He's got split backs, 2 wide, 1 right, 1 left. He's looking to the right. He's got the ball. He's looking right all the way. It's a loop into the far corner, and he catches it. Oh, that was one for the highlight films. And that was the deal where the quarterback just put a bunch of air underneath the ball. He didn't really throw it depending on where the receiver was. He knew where the ball was going. The receiver was going to drop down into the corner of the end zone. And the receiver then ran the route in such a way, it was smart route running. He ran the route in such a way that he was able to shield off the defender. The defender was on him. That was not bad coverage. It's just they knew that it was coming up. The ball was coming up over the top and dropping on the corner. That was good work between the receiver and the quarterback. And this was done before that play. They've worked on that before. Put the ball, the only place it can be caused by the receiver. The defensive back was in good position. It's a big play, right? You're going to end the, you got to score because you can't get a first down, and they were able to pull it off. So that brings us up to 21. Hurricanes are counting the members on the kickoff team that are on the field. We've talked about that quite a bit in the past. It's just tough early in the season to get the numbers correct on special teams. Approach the ball, it's off. It's going to come down about the 10-yard line. Number 7 gets it, breaks upfield, waits for a second, cuts back inside, then goes all the way back across. He's turning it up, look at the speed. He's putting some speed on there, and he's run out of bounds with a horse collar down the field. We're going to have to get a little closer to give the exact yard lines on that, but I'm thinking it's about the 30-yard line, maybe the 35. Well, that is the type of play one needs to pull off to get things turned around. That was a big one. And now all that we need to do Now all we need to do is put this together. 21 points, and I've told this story before. You can score 21 points in a very small amount of time. Right? I mean, you can score a touchdown at any time. Anywhere you are on the field, you can score a touchdown. Then you get a lucky break, get another touchdown, and then another quick score. You can score 21. I've told this story a few times. You can score 21 points. I was in a game where the opponent scored 21 points in just 7 seconds. So let's get moving. Let's get down the field. Let's get the ball into the end zone, because there's plenty of time, even though I can't see what time it is, but there's still plenty of time to get back into this. Here's a great way to start. Look where we are. We're down on the 30-yard line. Quarterback sets his defense, his offense. 2 receivers down here, second. He's looking right all the way. There you go. Another quick bubble screen. That was well blocked. So what happened there? That was the bubble screen. Only on this time, the offensive guy that was down, that in the past on the bubble screen has not been making the blocks. In that play, did make the block. Unfortunately, it was the defensive back that was covering the person that was blocking was able to react and get across and make the tackle. So here we are, 2nd and 10. Quarterback's ready. Lone back next to him. Receivers to the top and bottom of the screen. Hands off inside. No, it's a fake. He rolls to the right. And he gets called. He gets rolled up. So yeah, we got 3rd and about 6 yards. Long 6. But we got a short field. That's the great thing. Breaks the huddle. Got 2 receivers down here to the bottom of the screen. To the right of the offense, they have another right receiver. He's got a lone back set next to him. He's ready. He's looking to show him blitz off the edge. Here comes number 20. He's picked up, well picked up by the Bombers. And the ball apparently injured one of the Bombers. That was a nice throw. I'm a little out of position. I'm not quite sure what happened, but they had people there. Uh-oh, the Bombers have a player down. Luckily, he's able to recover. He's on his feet and makes his way somewhat gingerly towards the sidelines. So here we are, 4th and 6, 4th and 7. It would be on a 40, what, a 50-yard field goal, 45. They're going for it. Rest of the team's in the huddle. They got two receivers down here to the bottom. Number 21 in the slot, number 3 all the way down towards the sideline. So we got one guy up to the top of the right of the formation. Quarterback shotgun with a single back set behind him. He takes the ball. He's looking right all the way. The ball's up over the top. He's got a chance. There's a guy. Oh! And it's intercepted. But they blew it. They whistled. They blew the whistle. Some hard hitting here on the sideline. The deal on that's better than a punt, right? You're going to kick it. It goes in the end zone. They get it on the 20. That actually is, while it counts against, that was an interception, I believe. And while that counts against the quarterback as throwing an interception, so we begin the fourth quarter. Hurricanes with possession. Just outside of the 20 line. Quick sweep to the left. He turns it up and is hit hard and put down to the ground after a minimal gain. So that'll bring 2nd down and 9. All right, defense, this is it. This is the time to turn the game around. I think I've said that a few times, but at the very beginning of the fourth quarter, we got plenty of time. Pin them down here, get a couple of scores, and we're right back in this thing. The Hurricane approached the line. 2 out, 2 wides, 1 to the top there, 1 down here at the bottom. Quarterback's flanked by backs. He fakes pass, steps back, throws it to the right to the receiver running downfield. Number 83 is able to pick up enough for the 1st down. Cut. Hey, what do you think? Huh? Okay. Because I think I might go up on the, I might just walk along up there. That's what I'm thinking, right? Okay, here we go. Ready? 3. No, I'm talking to him. Okay, 3, 2. So the Hurricanes have it at 1st and 10. Quarterback's flanked by 2 running backs. Here's the snap. He hands off inside. The running back, number 4, cuts up to the field, comes across the formation with the ball, turns up inside of the defensive end, and is able to gain just a few yards. 2nd and 7. Here we go, Bombers. Play comes into the huddle. Break the huddle. Hurricanes approach the line of scrimmage. They got 3 wides at this time, 2 to the left of the formation, 1 down here at the bottom, 2 down here in the bottom. I got 4 wides, 1 in the slot. He's looking left all the way, crossing over the middle. Oh, that was a great catch over the middle in traffic. And then this is where you see why receivers often don't like to go across the middle. The result was a hard hit, but it was a big gain. They're moving themselves out of the dangerous area near their own goal line and heading into the opponent's side of the field. First and 10, slowly but methodically, the Hurricane are able to get downfield. You got 2 receivers to the top, 1 down here, but to not. There's official's timeout.
Not in the field, he straight up down again. It's going to be 15. 1 in here, 1 in here. You ain't even suited up. You need to be quiet.
So what the official is doing here is stopping play on his own and didn't throw the flag, waved it off, but told the Hurricane players to shut the beep up. Okay, here we go. Ball snap, looking right all the way. He's under duress. He's out. He's under in the wraps of the defense, and he's down. That was a nice pass rush. We got number 29, Nigel Harry, was the first man there, and then luckily he had another hard-working teammate fighting to the ball and was able to corral the quarterback for a big loss. Now, that makes a big deal. Now it's 1st and about 20. And the main thing is that there aren't 20-yard plays. So you know they're going to have to work it underneath, 2nd and 20. They're going to have to work it underneath a few plays to be able to get back into first downs. Steps up, looking right, throws to the right. He's got a guy there, he's open, but he just is not able to complete. Was not bad coverage if you look at that. He had 2 defenders, one running on each side, but there was just that little bit of opening that the ball might have been able to drop in. But I tell you what, let's give credit to the Bombers defense, the defensive backs who were able to get themselves on both sides of the receiver, and the ball fell incomplete. And here we are now, right? Third and 20 plus. And as I said just a moment ago, they don't have a 20-yard play. I guess I shouldn't say they don't have, but I'm pretty sure they don't. And that was big. This is a big way to end up this series. Push them back, move them back. And now what you have to do, obviously, is not give up a 20-yard pass. That's the only way the Hurricanes are going to get back into this drive, is to complete this 30-yard pass. And it'll be 4th and 20. If they don't get it, they'll have to kick it. So, you know, they say don't let anyone get behind you. That's sometimes what they will tell defensive backs. Well, it's not necessarily true here, because if you play too far off, the receiver will be able to come underneath and get a 20-yard gain, something like that. But this makes it so much easier to play defense. When you know you can back off, you don't have to worry about the catch underneath, as long as you are under control, get the good body position, come into hit position, make a good tackle. But what is great here is for defensive linemen. This is wonderful time for defensive linemen, because you're just coming. And I would look, coming off the edge, hard rush, comes inside. He's got it open, 20 yards down, incomplete. Incomplete, wow. So here we are, fourth down. They'll be back to punt. The Bombers have 2-man deep. Number 2, Manny Davis, we've mentioned his name a couple times this game. We've mentioned him in other games too, and he's something that can make something happen big time right away. He's back there by himself. The rest of the Bombers are up closer to the ball. Now the Hurricane have 2 wides down here at the bottom of the field, and there's no defensive. Oh, they shouldn't have pulled them out of the Hurricanes, because there was no one to cover them. But now they put them on across the field. Number 19 crosses formation and comes back inside. He was uncovered there for a minute. There's a snap. It's a fake. The ball's up in the air. Are you kidding me? And he caught it. Okay, I'm going to have to take back something I said earlier, that they don't have a 20-yard play. Apparently they do. And it is almost exactly 20 yards. Wow. Okay. And so one of the Hurricanes on the sideline just went up to the coach and says, you got to tell the big man snapping if you're going to do that. Now, I take from that conversation that the line didn't know the punter was going to throw the ball. That's what the sideline, the lineman on the sideline was talking about. He's saying that I'm downfield I'm running downfield. And you know, when a big man's running downfield, they remember that. I'm downfield trying to cover the punt, and you guys call a pass, but you didn't tell me. And that's exactly what transpired on the sidelines. And in fact, they're still talking about it. Come on. He's saying, big guy says, man, I put my big body down there. I'm running downfield, and now they call a penalty on me. Quick Handoff inside. Number 3 cuts to the right, then hits, puts his foot down, goes, keeps going. He's bouncing back and forth. I tell you what, there were several changes of direction there, by goodness. But the thing was, he wasn't running sideways as much. He'd just take a quick count, bounce out, and turn it up. And that was a big play. So you got a couple of big plays right in a row there. One, the going for it on 4th down with the Hurricanes and getting it, but then not having count. And then another big play right there. Handoff inside, cuts right. Oh, he's hit. I tell you what, you see those moves? That's some quick move. That's our good buddy Jalen Sutton. And he made some good moves, quick moves inside, but what, you see how he's turning? There's always a danger on that type of move. He's spinning, he's cutting, he's twisting. We talk about body position all the time, and what happened there was he took one heavy hit. Hey, look, got 5 yards, 2nd and 5. That's a great situation to be in, but he paid for that game. He had courage, he had conviction, and he was a little off balance when the defender hit him. 2nd and 5. I think we'll take that. Bombers approach the line. Quarterback talks to the single back next to him. Looking left, we got 2 receivers down here, 1 up there at the top. Snap the ball. They're sending everyone. They've got a big rush. He's able to avoid it. That means the man should be open. He turns outside. It should be an open man. There is an open man. That's a touchdown. No flags. Number 3. Hey, guess who that is? Isn't that the guy we were just talking about? Number 3, Jalen Sutton. Make a big play. And I'll tell you what, that is just some good football right there, because they sent a blitz. The Hurricanes were sending people. They were coming after him. And the quarterback was able to avoid, was able to have his understanding of the routes that the people were charging, the rushers were coming at him. He was able to stay in there, and that's what happens. It's a big thing. If you blitz, if you're a defense and you blitz and you don't get to the quarterback, then you have man-to-man coverage in the backfield. You have less people covering the receiver, and that is what happened there. That was a big, big play. Good heady play by the quarterback, Rodney Raines. He's ready now. Single back next to him. 2 to the top. He's looking left all the way. Ball's out. Oh. So, and there we go. Now it's going to be an unsportsmanlike call. Now the question is, who's it going to be on? So number 2 made a quick inside move and then rolled back out. The ball was out there. Unfortunately, it was incomplete. And there is some chippiness. And note the clock will not have started. Here we go. It's an onside kick. Good bounce. That's it. Comes over the top. It hits a guy. It's loose. There we are. We Bombers are back in it. It was one of those ball bounces. I've used this term a couple of times already. And the oblong spheroid, referring to, I guess it's not really an oblong spheroid, but that's a term that's used for the shape of a football. And on that one, see the onside kick, the kicker comes up to it and kicks over the top. Normally when you kick off, you're going to boot it from underneath the lower half of the football. In this case, the onside kick, it was so well executed. The kicker comes up and kicks it over the top to give that big spin. And the spin, you don't really know exactly when it's going to bounce, but that's what happened. It had the right spin, big bounce. It's out there. It's just hanging out there, and the Hurricanes were not ready to pick it up. That was a good play. That was a good play by the Bombers, especially that the Hurricanes had to have at least some thought that they might be coming at him with an onside. There's additional discussions going on out there. You have the officials and the opposing coaches out there. I've always kind of had this idea that one of the rules should be that if a coach gets to come out and talk to the official, then the other side's coach should be able to come out and talk to the official. And as if he was reading my mind, Coach Brandon, the defensive coordinator, joins the conversation with the officials and the opposing coach and the Hurricanes coach. Coach Brandon was talking to me before the game, and he was saying that he really wanted the intensity. the effort. And it's not been a lack of intensity or lack of effort, I don't think, that has put the Bombers into the trailing position. They're getting better. They're still playing hard. That's the amazing thing too, just in general, just at this genre of football. These guys, they don't get paid. They have jobs. They have real lives that they have to go back. And this is the thing that when I see this, it is kind of amazing. They get out there and they play. They get so intense. They get into it so much. They love the game so much. Maybe they love the talking a little too much, but they're out there, and then tomorrow or the next day, they have to go to work. They got jobs. They got families they got to take care of. I'm always just impressed with the fact that these guys, this is such a small part really of their life. It doesn't pay them. They don't get paid. They run risks, and yet they play with such passion and such intensity. I love coming to these games. And I'll tell you what I'd love a little more this game is a quick 6 over the top for the Bombers. We're set, shotgun set again, single back alongside the quarterback. 2 guys up there to the top of the screen, 1 person down here to the bottom of the defense. Hard count. They stay in there. Handoff inside. Number 3 comes across the formation, takes the ball, and then cuts up and just gets what he can get. And that was good. Look at that. That's Jalen Sutton, right? He comes across. He's going at an angle. He sees a little opening, a little crack there in the line, turns it up, and grabs 4 yards. Back to the line pretty quickly. 2 receivers there to the top of the screen. We got 1 down here. Quarterback calls off the things. Calls off the signals. It was a hard count again. This is going all the way back to the very first play of this game. Quarterback used a hard count, pulled the defense. Started yelling to the rest of his defense, he's going to do this all game. He's going to do this all game. But if you recall, an offensive guy jumped off sides too. So that it was against the offense. And that's what just happened here. Another hard count. It worked, pulled some of the defenders off, but unfortunately, one of the Bombers also jumped on that. So just finishing up on this concept that I was talking about a minute ago. These guys are out here because camaraderie, and that's another thing that often is missed, is that a lot of the thing about football players is the affection they have for each other. Big guys, tough guys. There is such a close feeling that football players have for each other. That's closer, I believe, than any other sport, partly risks. It's a psychological concept that when you have fear, you experience stronger emotions, and that could be part of it. The point is, these guys love each other, they love the teams that they're on, and they love the game of football. And in closing, you wonder why are they taking these risks? But having been a football player, I wish I could take those risks right now. Instead, I'm up here on the hill calling the game. And here we go. Quarterback's ready for the ball. Got 2 receivers up to his right. He's looking right all the way. Guy looks left. He sees a guy up over the top. The man's open. He comes back for the ball. He's able to catch it. There you go. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! There you go. I mean, it took a little longer than 7 seconds, and they haven't scored 21. 2 touchdowns right there, and this is how you turn, obviously, the game around. This is how you reset the season. This is how you reset the remake of the Bombers. Though they didn't get a touchdown. Well, I got pretty excited over that. I think. So now officials call the timeout. 2-minute warning. The whistle signifies the ball is ready for play. Quarterback under center, Full house backfield. Two receivers, one to the top, one to the bottom. Hands off. The ball's on the ground. He's going to break it outside. Oh, can he do it? Is he going to hit the corner? He hit it! It was that was one of the best design plays I've ever seen. You see, it's a turf bounce on the ball. He did that on purpose. The running back did that intentionally. He would drop the ball that sucked the contain of the defense from the left side of the defense, the right side of the offense, sucked that guy in, the ball bounced right back up into him, and he was able to hit the corner. And let's put another flag out there just to make it interesting. So we still have the point after touchdown to go, although it looks like here they're going for 2 points. And there they are. Quarterback's ready. Looks right, looks left, under center. Calls it out. Show him blitz at the middle. He rolls the naked roll out. He's going to put it down and go. Oh, and he puts his head down and goes in. And there it is. He took a shot and just kept on going. That was one heck of a run. That was a gutsy move. So they had called unsportsmanlike conduct, the player, but apparently they waved that off. So they're here waiting for the onside. The official whistles the ball ready to play. There you go. Well, there you go. That was a well played. The receiver takes the ball and just drops to the ground to preserve possession. Sure would be interesting to know, as I said a couple times before, how much time exactly was left. Well, now if you recall the last game we did, they were in the same situation, running the clock, and the defense from the Bombers one of the defenders tried to knock the ball as he hiked it. Okay, under control, he's under the center, takes the ball, quick pitch, running outside, and he's not getting anywhere. He's hitting the backfield. He keeps going though, keeps running. A lot of hard hitting out there. A loss of about 5. So the last game, one of the Bombers, as the ball was being snapped at the very end, as the offense was just using up the rest of the clock, trying to swipe it with his hand. And they threw a penalty on that because you're not allowed to do that. So the Bombers, one thing they can't do, one strategy that they can't have as the clock is running out on this improbable come from behind punt, as it's one last play they have is to try to knock the ball free as it's being snapped to the quarterback. However, as we found out last week, or a couple of weeks ago, last game, that is not legal. If you're able to analyze this last part of this game, if you're able to just see what happened mentally, what happened emotionally, physically, if you're able to focus on that, this could be a big turning point for the Bombers. Blow the whistle, they stop the play. Usually that's against the offense, unless, of course, the defense is coming across. Yep, that's against the offense. And that's what you can usually tell if the official throws a flag and then blows a whistle and stops the play. That's usually against the offense. Okay. Didn't catch the whole thing the official was saying there, but they said they threw the flag as a warning. Maybe the official, I don't know. They saw something, they threw the flag, but it wasn't a penalty, it was a warning. They're set. Ball's hands off, he's back to pass. Got a guy over the middle, but he's rushed. This is it, this is the big play. And he cut back, he's under duress. Throws the ball out, it's out of bounds. Good pressure there by Lorenzo Haynes. Number 4, good hustle. I talked to him before the game. He fired. He was intense. And he kept talking about how this was really wanted to work on his pass rush. And that was a good outside rush, get into contain, runs the quarterback, the rusher, number 4, Lorenzo, was coming from his right and was able to track the quarterback all the way to the left side of the defense and put him into the ground. 3rd down and 15. Oh, the things that dreams were made of, and this could be it. The quarterback's back in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the top. He's looking left all the way. Ball's thrown. Ah, there it is. No. No, that's not a 1st down. I have to admit I made a mistake there. I saw the chain, and I thought it was past it. It was past one of the chains. It was where they started this series of downs because they had lost yardage. And so this is big. 4th down. 4th down right now. The Hurricanes, they don't want to punt because it obviously would give the ball to the Bombers. Plus, that's one of the best scenarios, best case scenarios for a team. And you got one play, you would probably rather have them punt it to you rather than have you run the play from scrimmage. They call the final timeout for the Hurricanes. And some of the players on the sidelines, or as they walk off the field, are having a with their coaches. They say timeout. So, wow, how this game has turned around and how it's turned out. It started off to be a very fun game, and we were well into the second half. Doldrums. It was, what is going on out here? It was a little bit sad. And then all of a sudden, the Bombers just rose up, made some big plays, got a few lucky breaks, but the main thing is the Bombers, possibly one of the big changes was they didn't end up hurting themselves. Whereas there was a bit of problems with chippiness in the first game of the season when it was on the line, when the game's coming down to the final moments, the Bombers were able to hold it together, and they could build on this. They're going to punt. Here's the punt. Are you going for it? Do you do that? Do you sell out to block this punt? Someone did. He's got it. Oh, he got it away. He's going to receive it. Number 2 takes it. He's touched it, the ball's out. He reverses his field all the way from the right side of the field to the left. He's out, he's running, he's charging. He wanted that to happen. Okay, so now let's see how much time is left. There's a multitude of whistles going off. There's a flag dropped right next to the football. Well, I tell you what, this is a scene made for Sports Center if they're able to pull this off. Official picks the flag up, tucks it away. So what's going on? They walk the ball back inside the 10-yard line. Whistle starts the clock. So we're just 91 yards away from an improbable, fantastic, season-changing victory. Here we go. Got 2 receivers there to the top, one down to the left of the formation. Quarterback's with a single back. He's got plenty of time. He's sitting back, steps into the ball. He catches on the sidelines. Can he get out of bounds? No. Good tackle, good intelligent play by the defense, holding the receiver inbounds. Receiver's right there on the sidelines, and he just was not able to stop the clock by stepping out of bounds. First down, and now you're within 76 yards. Ball snap. Quarterback's back. He's looking right. Steps in. Throws it over the middle. Oh, okay. Catch over the middle. That would reset the sticks, give us a new set of downs. However, it would still be in the field of play. And therefore, not stopping the clock. 30 seconds, there we go, we got the call, got half a minute. That's plenty of time to run down the field. One right receiver to the white side of the field, two down there, two to the top. Ball is on the ground, the quarterback's gonna pick it up. He's running to the sidelines, he steps, he throws it. He's able to at least get nothing lost. That will stop the clock. And I'm gonna think we have a little over 20 seconds to go. Oh, so it was almost disaster. And our quarterback, Rodney Raines, was able to get over, pick the ball up, and throw it downfield. Incomplete pass, stops the clock. Also, we don't lose any yards. Okay, 3rd and 10. We definitely are in 2-down territory. Oh, I believe they just called 5 seconds? I believe the Bombers still have a timeout. Okay, here we go. 2 receivers to the short side of the field to the top. Ball's back. Quarterback's back. He was looking to number 2, the receiver. The receiver did not react to the snap. He's out of bounds. There's a flag down. Flag in the backfield. So that's going to stop the clock. Well, the incomplete pass will also stop it. The officials talk to each other. Let's see what the play is, what the call is. So right now we're looking at the man in the white hat, and whichever, okay, it's holding against the Bombers. That's going to move them back. Okay, 3rd down and about 25 yards. Of course, you have 2 downs to pick the 25 yards up because you're going to go for it on 4th down, obviously, if you have not gotten a first. Well, now the Bombers just called timeout, and the Hurricanes are saying they don't have a timeout. By my unreliable count connected to my memory, we would have 1 more timeout. So the official did a little stand up. The Hurricane sidelines were yelling, "You're out of that. You're out. They're out of timeouts. They're out of timeouts." So then the official turned and looked at the Hurricanes, and you said, "You're right. They are out of timeouts." Now, referring to the fact that they just used their last timeout. So the brain trust of the Bombers are in the huddle and then leave the sideline huddle. Bombers come back on out. It's 3rd and say 35. Quarterback looks to the right, looks to his left. 2 receivers to the short side of the field, down there to the right of the offensive formation. He's got some room to the top. Number 3 is loosely covered here to the bottom. Steps up, he sees he steps up, ball's out. And that is going to put an end to it. The ball comes out, it's knocked loose by the rush from the Hurricanes, and then they're able to drop on it. And we'll probably see the old victory formation here. Well, this is one that you could look at the last part of this game. They stayed in it. They were able to score a couple of touchdowns. They worked hard, and they came within just a few plays here and there, possibly really developing a huge comeback. I'm excited. I think that this team has really learned something about themselves. Played hard. They fell behind early on and were able to finally come back and put it together. So I just want to extend my feelings of gratitude towards the coaching staff and the players for the Seattle Bombers. This was one heck of an enjoyable afternoon, and I can't wait to the next game when your Seattle Bombers take the field and play America's game. This is what we need at this time. Thanks you, Bombers. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, Hurricanes, for giving us one heck of an entertaining game. This is Randall saying goodbye from Bomber Nation.